The intrinsic conduction system describes the specialized cardiac muscle cells that function similar to nervous tissue. It generates the electrical impulses that stimulate the heart to contract. We will examine 5 parts of the system. The first part we will examine is the sinoatrial node. The sinoatrial node is sometimes shortened to SA node. This is a clump of conducting cells that is located in the superior aspect of the right atrium, near the opening to the superior vena cava. The sinoatrial node is the pacemaker for the entire heart, setting what is known as sinus rhythm as the baseline resting heart rate, which is typically about 75 beats per minute, because the SA node fires 75 impulses per minute, which translates into 75 contractions for the heart per minute. The node will stimulate the atria to contract, and in addition, it will also stimulate the next structure we're going to look at, which is called the atrioventricular node. The atrioventricular node, which is typically shortened to AV node, is a second clump of conducting cells, which is located in the inferior portion of the right atrium, near the border between the right atrium and the right ventricle. The atrioventricular node will stimulate the remaining conduction system structures. Next, we have the atrioventricular bundle, which is also called the bundle of His. This bundle passes through the interventricular septum, and after a short distance, it splits into the right and left bundle branches. The right bundle branches will stimulate a structure called the Purkinje fibers that are located in the right ventricle. The left bundle branch will stimulate the Purkinje fibers that are located in the left ventricle. The bundle branches will wrap around the heart apex, turn upward, and fan out to become the Purkinje fibers, which are also referred to as the subendocardial conducting network. The right Purkinje fibers will stimulate the myocardium, that is the muscle tissue of the right ventricle. The left Purkinje fibers will stimulate the myocardium of the left ventricle. Figure 1918 shows the structures of the conduction system of the heart. Beginning with the sinoatrial node in the superior aspect of the right atrium, we'll follow that down to the atrioventricular node. The atrioventricular node is connected to the atrioventricular bundle, also called the bundle of His. The bundle splits within the interventricular septum to become the right and left bundle branches. And then after completing a turn around the heart apex, the bundle branches will fan out and become the Purkinje fibers in the right and the left ventricle walls. So in summary, the sinoatrial node will stimulate the myocardium of the atria, causing the atria to contract, and in addition, it will also stimulate the atrioventricular node. The atrioventricular node and the atrioventricular bundle will stimulate the right and left bundle branches. The right bundle branch and the right Purkinje fibers will stimulate the myocardium of the right ventricle to contract. The left bundle branch and the left Purkinje fibers will stimulate the myocardium of the left ventricle to contract. The ventricles will contract from the heart apex up towards the atria, squeezing blood from inferior to superior, resulting in blood moving up towards the major arteries, that is the pulmonary trunk and the aorta that those ventricles serve. Heart blocks are interruptions in the normal conduction pathway through the intrinsic conduction system. This interrupts the normal contraction of the heart chambers. So for example, a second-degree heart block occurs when some of the impulses from the SA node reach the AV node as they do normally, while some of them do not. When those impulses do not reach the AV node, the ventricles will not be stimulated to contract, since the AV node is ultimately what stimulates the contraction of the ventricles. Arrhythmias occur when the atria and the ventricles beat out of sync from one another, usually from failures in the sinoatrial node setting sinus rhythm. So when that happens, the atrioventricular node sets what is referred to as junctional rhythm. Normally, the AV node will fire when stimulated by the SA node, but in the absence of SA node stimulation, the AV node will fire at a slightly lower rate, which is typically around 40 to 60 impulses per minute, which results in a resting heart rate of 40 to 60 beats per minute. Artificial pacemakers take the role of the sinoatrial node and help to reestablish normal sinus rhythm at 75 impulses per minute.